on April of 2021. Now, as you know, it's week 2 of the AFL finals, and I'm trying to do live team reactions with both the finals, with Carlton taking on Melbourne tomorrow night. Now, right now, Carlton head on, but later on, I've got the Port and the GWS Giants from Adelaide Oval as well. So let's just see if I can get the website up. It should be dropping this hour. So, teams. Obviously, Mitch McGovern should be right, I think. Obviously, Jack Martin, he's out with suspension. And obviously, Harry Mackay with concussion as well. And Melbourne's obviously lost Van Roon with suspension, and they've also lost. Who else went out? Oh, of course, Angus Brayshaw with a big concussion. Very controversial week as well with that. So, look, I'm just trying to get the live not too bad at the moment. First time a live attempt. Now, trying to find these teams. They make it so hard, don't they? Very ordinary website. All right, free to read. So, what's your opinion on the teams this week? Let's have the Carlton Melbourne game first. Who do you think's going to win out of Carlton or Melbourne? I reckon. I haven't seen the teams obviously yet, so I've got to try and get the team results. This website is so clunky. And Silvani has been ruled out to replace Mackay or Martin, so yeah, it's not looking too good in that one. Ah, dear. So I reckon, yeah. Matthew Dyball, how you doing there, Matt? And Matt Dyball's a ripping bloke. He's working with Woolworths. He's a sensational guy too. So, Matt, good to see you as always, buddy. Now, you'd think that teams. All right, so we're still waiting for those to drop right now. So it should be out this hour. It's been 6:15. It should be out reasonably soon. All right, so it's hard for me. Carlton Melbourne. Right now, I'm doing the Carlton game first. So it's been a good year. I mean, to come from 15th in round 13 to win a final, to playing in week 2, that's still pretty amazing where we come from, being so bad for so long. Oh, man. But look, you got to. Melbourne finished top 4 for a reason, so I'll just say the teams, but I still think that with Melbourne being a top 4 team, you got to give credit to the top 4 teams. They really go out in straight sets. It's quite rare. Come on, let's get these teams up and running. What's going on with this? It does take a fair while to get it going, but anyway, so I reckon tip so far, obviously Jack Martin's out. Harry Mackay's out, concussion. I think, and Silvani won't be playing. Oh, it's a tough one. I think they might go with Motlop as on the starting 18. So say Motlop comes in. I think maybe go small with a Zach Fisher or a. It's hard to find a goal scorer because that means that it's only Charlie Curnow up there. Because Melbourne's still got like Buddy Fritsch. They've still got Tom McDonald. They've still got a lot of players there who can score goals, and Kasai Pickett, all these sort of great players. Our smalls are good, but let's hope this time Matt Owies don't hold the ball, just kick it straight. I mean, what the hell happened there? He got the goal, but gee, it was almost claimed of the year, wasn't it? That was unbelievable. But no, I suppose with the first final nerves, isn't it? The first finals these guys ever played in, so it's obviously going to be hard to assess the game style. Was so frantic, and obviously Sydney Swans have been there before, so they've got a lot of finals experience, and they are a very, very good team. I think Matt follows the Bulldogs, don't you, Matt? I think Matt's a Bulldogs man. Yeah, I think so. I don't know. Yeah, mention that. All right, so cut number 1. Oh no, I think maybe Matt. I don't know, man. I think that. Yeah, I don't know. Look, we're riding this wave, aren't we, at the moment? So I still wait for these teams to drop out, guys. It takes a fair long time. It should be out. It's 6:15 now. It should be out relatively soon. So they said this hour. So let's hope that's not too far away. I might try and jump on another website and just see if they've got some updates. No, nothing yet. Well, on the other side, I went to the Point Lead GWS game last week. And GWS Giants, they looked absolutely incredible. I mean, they were amazing with their defensive ability. They'd cut off all the angles. And I know these guys by name, but see them actually, I don't know who they were. I mean, to see them in person is so different because it's obviously play up in Sydney, you don't get seen much down here, and so you wouldn't know who the players actually are unless you know you got your app on you or something. But I knew they were. But see guys like Lockie Ash and Tabor Green, great captain he is, Australian captain for a reason. The Giants were absolutely unbelievable last week, especially against the St Kilda side. Well, I thought we were going to win because it's a very partisan crowd, all St Kilda crowd there mostly. But tell you what, it's a few neutrals there barracking for the Giants. But my father and I were sort of neutrals as well. But it's hard to say because you want to St Kilda obviously a Victorian team, but the Giants the way they play, so yeah, they're amazing to watch. You got to love watching the Giants. Next year, I want to go see them play if you do keep a live vlogs of the Giants game because they are really, really good. Gee, it takes a while, doesn't it? It takes a while. So I can't get anything from the Melbourne or Carlton game yet. So I'm going to try and get to the... No, even the Giants still haven't got their side up yet. Not yet. All right, so I'm going to make some predictions now. I'm going to call the Melbourne Carlton game. See how wrong I'll get it. I'm going to call obviously Mackay Savani out. Mackay out and out. I'm going to call Motlop comes in. I'm going to call the second option though. Who's going to come in second? That's a hard one. I'm going to call someone like. I think second. I'm going to call second inclusion. I'm going to call. Who can score goals though? Look, I'll say Paddy Dow comes in. That's a midfielder, isn't it? Even someone like Matt Kennedy, you can play half forward. Oh, I'm going to go something different. I'm going to go Matt Kennedy to come across play half forward. So Matt Kennedy comes in and Motlop comes in on the starting 18. And the sub, I think, will be Paddy Dow. Because at least, yeah, even Dow can play half forward at a pinch. He's not a bad goal scorer, Paddy Dow, when he gets a shot in. Damn, it's taking a long time to get these teams up. I'm not going to be early. Jason Cox, have Carlton lose? Yes, typical Essendon arrogance there, Jason. Coxie, unbelievable. Yeah, well, we'll see, won't we, mate? Typical Essendon arrogance. No, that's all right. Well, Jason, at least we played in the finals, bro. Okay. Thanks for watching, Jace. Good to see you, man. That guy's my old boss, actually. So, yeah, great guy. Good to see you, Jace. Now, wait for this team. So, I'm going to go, look, I'm going to tip. I won't tip. I won't tip until you see the game. You can't tip until you see the teams. Because if you had like 4 or 5 guys go out to one night, you'd say, well, oh, gee, we're going to get smacked. Crying when I lose? Yeah, I could do that. Live stream? Yeah, I might put the tears on for that one. Why not? Yeah. I might start crying at half time. I think, but this one, it's going to be a pretty long night, I reckon. Nah, man. Look, Melbourne's a good team. I bet these Melbourne guys actually, they function. They're very good guys, the Melbourne players. So I do wish Melbourne well. I tell you what, if you want to see someone cry, watch. There's a channel called Blue Abroad. There's a guy called Dan Williams. He absolutely goes ballistic when they lose. If you want to see Carlton supporter crushed, watch him. Good guy, Dan. He's really, really funny, but he knows the game back to front. So he's really, really smart. He's always up and about, Dan. He's always Carlton win top 4, top 2, premiership. No chance. No, but Jason, man, seriously, long as we played one final. If we get smashed tomorrow night, well, good luck to Melbourne, eh? So just for us being in the finals the first time in 10 years, it's just an amazing, different feeling about it too. It's about 25 degrees outside. Like this tomorrow. Let's hope it should be a good day for tomorrow anyway. Damn, it's taking long. I'm not going to refresh this page again because they are just so slow, the teams. Normally take by about 5 o'clock or 5:30. Sorry for not riveting TV here, guys. I'm just trying to get these damn teams up. Nothing currently available. As you can see, nothing currently available. Riveting stuff, huh? Okay. But in the Port Giants game, I don't know if you can call in that because Giants can't lose pretty much anyone because everyone played well last week. So you can't really drop anyone from the Giants. But Port got a couple of injuries though, so I reckon the Giants have really good things to go. I think my father told me they won like 11 games on the road, the Giants, so that they can play anywhere, anytime. So I reckon the Giants could be really good things to have a boil over there, knock Port Adelaide out of the finals in trade sets. I hope not for Port's sake, but at the same time, if anyone is going to come from the top, out of the top four, it could be the Giants because they've got all the players there and they've never lost in the first round of the final. So that's a massive credit to especially an expansion team. It hasn't got the supporter base like the Collingwood or the Carlton or Essendon and that sort of sides. Richmond have got massive supporter bases. They always seem to lift the side over the line. Right, well, 6:22. Still no sign of these teams. So one person watching me, which is good. And a couple here before. A couple of comments always appreciated. So thanks to everyone who's commented so far. I don't know, man. I just think that I do reckon that it's going to be hard to see anyone coming out of the top four this year. Yeah, so 6:22. It's taking a while, isn't it? Let's see how much we get these tips wrong. I want to see these teams come up because it can't be too long. Because last week it was pretty much straight away. They came out just about 6 o'clock. So I'm going to match center. I am trying to refresh this buy tickets, no chance. Hang on. Okay, the teams have dropped. It says here. All right. Tell you what, I got this. I got this for Melbourne. Brayshaw out. Bailey Laurie is out. He's a sub last week, I think. Jacob Van Ruin suspension, and Michael Hibbert's been dropped. In come Adam Tomlinson, who's a good key defender. Anyway, Charlie Spargo and James Jordan. I tell you what, I got this right. In comes Matthew Kennedy. I call that. Tell you what, that's a pretty good call. I'll pay that one. That's for sure. So Matt Kennedy comes in from Mackay out and Martin suspended. They haven't named the sub yet. Still, it's a strange sort of side. There's only one comes in, two go out. Maybe closer to it, maybe closer to the game time, it comes and name their sub, I suppose. But so far, it's Matthew Kennedy comes in with replacing the injured Harry Mackay and suspended Jack Martin. Well, I call the Matt Kennedy inclusion. He's a good half forward. He can play half forward in that. Takes a nice grab, kicks a few goals. And I suppose with Surveyor not being ready to come in and Martin obviously being out, it's sort of like don't be rude. He hasn't got the skill of Jack Martin, but he still has got the marking ability and kicking ability to be a good player. So Matt Kennedy comes in. That's pretty good news. I haven't seen him for ages. Since the Freo game about 2 months ago. So I'm happy with that. Matt Kennedy comes in. I called that one. Called it straight away. I was right. Man, I should do some more of these, shouldn't I? I should do some more of these. So just repeating, Kennedy in, Mackay out, Martin out. For Melbourne, Angus Brayshaw's out, Laurie, Van Ruin and Hibbert are out. In come Tomlinson, Spargo and James Jordan. Right, that's the Carlton Melbourne game. So get rid of this one. So now I'll just go neutral. Port Adelaide are playing the GWS. Carlton Melbourne game is tomorrow night, 7:50. Port Adelaide are playing the GWS Giants. Yes, Peter, it's nice hat, isn't it? Very nice hat. That's my sister, Peter Kimmo. It's my sister there. She got the hat for me, actually, this one. She got it for me, so thanks very much. Very, very nice. I've worn it quite a few times. All right, so we've got the neutral one now. We've got Port Adelaide versus the Giants, 7:40. I think it's 7:40 Saturday, I think. Yeah. All right, always a big one. So we'll go to the Port first. Charlie Dixon comes in. So in comes Charlie Dixon, out go Dylan Williams and Jeremy Finlayson against his old side. He's been dropped. That's a funny one. Finlayson playing really well this year. He's had a bit of a quiet month, but he's had a really, really probably career best year this year, Jeremy Finlayson. So it's very. Oh, so Finlayson's out. So for Port, for GWS, in comes. Oh, it's a big one. Stephen Canelio comes in. He missed last week with a hit to the eye or something during training, so he had a bit of blurred vision. So last week he was a late out against the Saints. The Giants won comfortably. So in comes Stephen Canelio, out go Nick Haynes. He was a sub last week. And Xavier O'Halloran is out too. Didn't see him much last week, I must admit. O'Halloran was okay, but Nick Haynes was last week's sub. So, and this game is Daniel Lloyd playing his 100th game. He's been around for a while, Daniel Lloyd. How old is he? He's been around for a while. Might be one of his late starts. Anyway, Daniel Lloyd playing his 100th game for the Giants, which is pretty damn good. So to repeat that one, in come Charlie Dixon for Port. Out go Dylan Williams and Finlayson. There's a couple of sore guys there, though. So I'm not sure on the fitness of a couple of those guys might be doing late fitness tests. So I'm not sure if they're going to be available or not. They probably leave it to the very last minute to decide if they're going to be available. But so Dixon in, Williams and Finlayson are out. For Giants, Stephen Canelio comes in. Out go Nick Haynes, who was last week's sub, and Xavier O'Halloran. And Daniel Lloyd's 100th game. Well, I'm going to make this real fast now. I'm just going to wrap it up now. First 10 minutes, I'll wait for these teams to be released. So I'm going to go to first Carlton Melbourne. I'm going to go Carlton Melbourne. I'm going to go. I don't get too much hate. Someone watches this back. Carlton Melbourne. I'm going to go Melbourne by. Melbourne by 18 points. I think Melbourne's a top 4 team. They weren't bad against Collingwood last week. They've missed a few opportunities. They could have really got in front and they squandered a few chances there, especially late. So I think that Melbourne will just win in a pretty close game. I think by about 18 points. So I'm going to go Melbourne there. But for Carlton, it's been a very good season. So you've got to give them full credit for what they've done in this last 2.5, 3 months. So I think that regardless of tomorrow night, if you're Carlton supporter, you're going to start whinging about losing tomorrow, then you've got to be really get your reality check back in line. You know what I mean? Because they've had a really good season from coming from 15th to winning a final, first time in a decade. Well, when you think about it, it's probably the first time in 12 years, legit. Because last time the Essendon kicked out of the final, so unfortunately they lost their spot. We got it, but at the same time, the first time on their own merit for 12 years, they got in the final and won a final. So I think that as Carlton supporters, if Carlton get belled tomorrow, if they lose by a point, if they lose by a couple of kicks, you've got to be happy. Like Peter said, you've got to be happy they've done well, haven't they? You've got to be happy with what they've done so far. I mean, it's been a long, long haul for them. Been so terrible for so long. So you can't criticise them if they lose tomorrow. Doesn't matter what the result is. It's in margin. Who cares? They've done a really good job. They credit to the boss and all the players, all the coaches, all the players there. So I'm going Melbourne by 18. We're going to move on to Port versus the Giants. It's a tough one. Giants won last time they played over there. Giants won last time. That's a tough one. I'm going to go. I don't pick against top 4 sides. I think you finish top 4 for a reason. And Port did win 13 games in a row, so that's. I think for this one, I'm just going to go Port because they're a top 4 side. That's what I said the last time. They're top 4, home ground advantage. It doesn't mean much for the Giants, I know, but I'm going to go Port by 8 points. Port by 8 points. I think in the Melbourne Carlton game, it'll be Petrarca and Fritsch will be probably the best, and Gordon saw, but apparently so. Petrarca and Fritsch are the best couple of players. I think in this game, the Port game, I think Port too, Peter. I think that Port win by 8 points with the best players being, maybe who's available? It could be Scott Lycett's last game for Port, so who knows? But I think that Connor Rozee. Connor Rozee's an elite player. I think he'd be really good. And guys like, I think Houston's playing. All these, Dixon maybe, but I think Todd Marshall will bounce back this week. So I can Aaliyah, Todd Marshall, and Connor Rozee be the best players on the ground for Port. So just finish this up now. I'm going to go Melbourne by 18 points in a pretty good game. And I'm going to go Port by 8 points on the basis of those two tips, just because obviously with Jack Martin being out of the Carlton side too, I know Mackay fluffs a few shots at goal, but Mackay takes a lot of marks around the ground. But Jack Martin's class up forward, down back in the middle. And Matt Kennedy's a really good player, but replacing someone like like Jack Martin, who's got all that silky skill, he's very tough as well. He's very, very tough. So a bit of a hit to the head, unfortunately. Shouldn't have done it. Heat of the moment. But great season, great second half of the season, Jack. Thanks for what you've done this year. So I think with Martin out, I was going to go their tips at Melbourne's. And with just see James Jordan come back in, that's a very good inclusion. I know Brayshaw's a massive loss and Van Ruin, but at the same time, I reckon that Jordan's a classy mid, so I think it'd be a very important inclusion. So Melbourne by 18, Port, same reasons, home ground, top four finish. You don't want to finish. You don't want to go out in straight tests. If you finish top four, you don't want to go bang out. You want to at least win a final, get to a prelim. Because whoever wins out of this game, Melbourne Carlton goes to Brisbane. So whoever wins this game, I reckon it's going to be finished anyway against Brisbane Lions up there, a week off. I think that whoever Carlton Melbourne, it's going to be a really tough ask against Brisbane. They're going to be really, really hard. The same goes on this side, Port versus the Giants. Whoever wins this game goes to play Collingwood. So you play Collingwood again, the week off. Maynard's now free to play. So good luck on, good luck winning that one. But anyway, so I'm going to finish up here. I just want to get those sides out. And with Maynard obviously being, next week could be, is it going to be Brisbane Carlton or Brisbane Melbourne? Collingwood Port, Collingwood GWS. We all know my tips already, but let's see what happens. Let's see what happens next week. But in the meantime, tomorrow night this game's on. It's going to be an absolute belter. Two belters games too, I reckon. So it should be pretty close. Hope you guys enjoy the footy this week. Now, I'm not sure about Carlton Collingwood. I think that Carlton. Let's see. It has to be, if it's going to be Carlton Collingwood, it could be. Carlton's got to beat the Melbourne. Then you got to beat Brisbane in Brisbane. And I tell you what, it's going to be going to Brisbane is absolutely up there's a graveyard for other teams. So if that happened, it'd be great for the AFL if it's Carlton Collingwood. It'd be a sellout in 10 seconds flat. But at the same time, I just don't. No, I'm not going to the game actually because no, I went online to get tickets just to see what teams left. It went on sale at 3:00. I went on at 3:00. It was just like kept refreshing around, circle, refresh. I had to start off the one. I'm not going to wait here for an hour or so. It'll be probably gone. You got members first that morning. The members got tickets first. Then it was general public. The tickets are gone like that. So pretty much, it would be good to go to the game, but at the same time, waiting for an hour. Oh, sorry, nothing available. So that's just one of those things. It's a bit of a bummer, but that's okay. It's one of those things, you know what I mean? All right. That concludes the first live. Thanks to the comments and the guys and a couple of guys are watching. I should probably put it for. I should have said it for tomorrow. Yesterday, I should have had it advertised for tomorrow. Yesterday, but I wasn't sure I was going to do it or not. But anyway, so teams are in, done and dusted for that week. Let's see how they go tomorrow night first, and then the Giants Port game. Well, about 25 minutes. Sorry, a bit long there. I was waiting for teams to come out. They're coming a bit earlier than that. But anyway, teams are done and dusted. Let me know your tips as well. I'm going to tell you, my tips are ready. And let's hope for a good round of football. And I might wrap it up there, guys. Thanks for watching. Everyone's watched in the comments as well. Jason, Matt, Peter, everyone watched. Next time I'll try and get a bit more exposure for it, so you know in advance it's coming up. So I didn't really put it forward until about an hour ago. So anyway, thanks so much for watching, guys. Hope you really enjoy the football. Let me know your tips. For tips, yeah, I'll talk some more about that. But these two brief for now. Did you go Carlton or did you go Carlton or Melbourne, Peter, for that one? I know Jason. Matt's tip Carlton, of course. Jason helps Carlton going to lose. Yeah, Jason, I'll see you soon. But the rest of them, yeah, I got Melbourne too. So I reckon that been a good season with them though. And you went Port or Giants? You went Port, didn't you? You went Port. I remember that. You went Port as well. I think most guys will tip Melbourne and Port because they're top four. All right. Thank you so much for joining me on that one, guys. Next time I'll do a bit more on this one. I might try and one time do, yeah, Port. I might try and do a watch along one time. Just have the screen there and watch the game one time. Probably not for a little while. I'll go get the A4 on demand. What's that about? If I can get the streaming going, I can do like a live watch along. But you have to get the streaming going. Yeah, get it working, I suppose. And I've 2 hours watching the game. I don't know. All right. Well, thanks so much for everyone. Thanks so much for watching, guys. All the comments and watching. Next time I'll get a bit more advanced so you know it's coming up. Thanks so much for all your contributions. Hope you enjoyed. I will talk to you very soon next time. For my sake, let's see how these ones go. Let's see. And but good luck to Melbourne. Good luck to Carlton. Good luck to Port. Good luck to the Giants. Been a great season. Let's see how it goes tomorrow. Tomorrow. Thanks a lot, guys. Talk to you soon.